No, don't do that.
Welcome to Canada. We brought you popcorn and Tim Hortons.
So sweet. I love Tim Hortons. I had that last night.
I heard. You are, Catherine, if I can get into this right away, welcome both to the stage here. The Power Rangers, how great is this? But you yourself, you are all over social media. I've been following you for a while last night.
Thank you.
Now, you got your first experience with Tim Hortons yesterday.
And my driver gave me the whole history of Tim Horton. I don't know who he is because I don't follow hockey, but I got the whole scoop.
Got the whole scoop about Tim Horton.
Thank you, Scott.
Scott's the man, he's around here somewhere. So I did come with one piece of Canadian trivia for hopefully both of you, is that this is new. Now I don't know if you know this, but Canada has one of the strangest heists ever in the history of grand heists. And our biggest heist, I think it was around $21 million worth of product that was stolen. And what was stolen was from one of our reservoirs, and it was maple syrup. I swear. And you're looking at it, and I swear to you, so this is another one you can bring home, is Canada is so gangster that we steal maple syrup.
That's a lot of sugar.
Sweetest nation in the world.
And that is why. Now, thank you both for coming here. Now, being an original yourself, what is it like coming to all these? I know you get this question all the time, but when you do come to these, is there anything you look for that's kind of new that stands out to you?
Gosh, that's a good question. I always generally try to learn a little bit more about the area that we go to, because we travel all over the place and we don't really get a chance to explore that much. We generally see the hotel and the convention center and maybe a restaurant or something like that, but it's always fun if you have like an extra day to be able to go and explore. Catherine got to see Niagara Falls yesterday.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's always the kind of thing that I always look for, is like, okay, where we're going to be, what's the land going to be like, so, yeah.
And do you have a place that kind of sticks out for you, like somewhere that you visited while you were on tour? And that's for both of you.
Oh, yeah. We were very lucky to spend 10 days in Ireland, and so we got 3 days up in the northern half, and then we spent the rest of the time we were there in the Dublin area. So we really got to get a real good lay of the land and explore the culture and stuff, and it's a rare thing to be able to get that much time in a different country. Yeah, Belfast and Dublin, and but yeah, I mean that's always, it's so great because the show is so well loved all around the world, and very rarely do we get to explore it, but yeah.
How about you, Catherine?
It's a blessing because we do get to go all over the world and all over America. So I've seen more of America than I've even seen of Australia, where I'm from. But my family doesn't really come to the ones in the States with me, but when I do international cons, I've taken my family. So I've been to France and to Paris and London and Scotland. And Scotland was probably our very favorite one. We traveled all up from Glasgow all the way up to Inverness, and it was amazing. If you ever have the chance to go to Scotland, it's beautiful.
Now, I am not going to maximize your time either, so folks, if you do have any questions, feel free, throw your hand up there, we'll come right to you, and we got you covered if you need. Now, this phenomenon, you talked about it being globally, there is something I did want to ask. Now, when you watch the show originally, people would see it with the original cast, and I'm talking the Japanese version, and it dubbed in American voices. We've all seen that. How does it feel, though, when it's the other way around, and you're watching it, it's your face and someone else dubbing it in a different language?
We got a chance to do a convention in Mexico City, and I got the chance to meet the guy who dubbed Zordon in Spanish, and that was pretty fun. Yeah, it was pretty fun because it was a much deeper, much more accented voice. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we sound very exotic when we're in other languages. Yes. So I like it.
Now, did he teach you anything in Mexican?
Nothing I can repeat.
There's a lot of cerveza, honestly. No, that's amazing. So Well, when it came to this, and when you came on afterwards, and what was that like, kind of joining on after this phenomenon had broke in North America, and was it that big in Australia?
Yeah. I didn't know anything about the show at all, and I think it had only maybe just started airing when I was cast, so I got to see an episode, so I knew what my castmates looked like and kind of get an idea of the show a little bit. But I didn't know that it was like such a phenomenon until I went to the movie premiere, and then I was like, oh my gosh, this isn't just a little kids show. This is huge. Like, they were like rock stars, you know. So.
And is there, because you hear actors talk about this when they make it, that you suffer from that imposter syndrome. Was there any of that when you joined the cast? Are you like, oh my god, like I'm not one of the cool kids, or are you working to try to become part of the team?
I think when you're coming into an already established show, and Kimberly was so loved, I definitely felt a lot of pressure. And they said in my contract, if the fans didn't accept me, I was going back to Australia.
Wow.
So a little bit of pressure. And I was very sensitive to the fact that Amy was leaving, even though she had chosen to move on. It was her family and her turf, so I was very sensitive to that.
Right.
But they made our characters very different, so I think that really helped people accept me. And I had sounded different, so that was a positive. I sounded like I was saying, it's muffin time, not it's muffin time.
Yes! You go, girl!
That may be my favorite comment of the day already.
So cute.
Oh, that's great. Now, I want to ask you both, and I know that you guys probably get this question a lot, but what are the standout episodes for you? And are they your episodes?
Oh, wow. I'm a big fan of the Time Force season.
Yeah.
Because I grew up watching Mad Max with Vernon Wells, and so getting to meet Vernon, and Vernon is such a sweetheart, he's such a great guy. And
Opposite of what you think, like total opposite.
yeah, and the Time Force really kind of upped the dramatic tension for the show much more than our season did. So I think Time Force is a really enjoyable season.
And the cast is so amazing too. They're all really close with
Yeah.
spouse. I have a few favorites, standouts. I really loved, it wasn't a featured cat episode, but I really loved the episode where Tommy and Tanya were struck with the singing, like they couldn't stop singing.
That's one of my favorite episodes.
Yes, and Nikki always tells the story well, but Jason was terrified of singing. He was so embarrassed, like, I can't sing, and Nikki's like, just doesn't matter, it's supposed to be funny, just let it out. And then we couldn't shut him up. He just would not. The two of them were so annoying. They were singing, would you like a carrot? No, I'm not hungry. Like, everything was just sung. So that was a really fun episode to film. And then I think one that was very controversial, but also really fun to film was the one when we went to the snow and Tommy gets the letter from Kimberly and we take him away. It was very sad. We tried to cheer him up. I tried to introduce him to the new woman, and then Kat and Tommy ended up together. So that was a fun episode to film though, because we got to go to the snow, and it was, I remember being very nervous. I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea to put them together. Like, can't they just be best friends?
Right.
But nope. So.
That's when the Power Rangers brought all the drama. And the love came into the show. Now, where did you did your both your characters did your character arcs finish where you wanted them or where you expected them to go? And if not, where would you have liked to have seen those characters go?
Well, I wasn't there when my arc finished, so I found out about it retroactively. I thought they did a really nice job with honoring the legacy of the character and sending him off in a good and honorable way. I thought that was really great. I mean, I think it would also have been fun to see Zordon outside of the tube at some point, but I don't think they ever had any plans for that, simply because there was no toy to push. There was no Zordon figure or anything like that, so there was no reason to bring him outside of it. But I think they could have done a lot more with the character if they'd done something like that. Yeah.
And is it? And before you go, sorry. Is it something that you think that could still happen though? Is there an iteration of Power Rangers that comes up like a prequel?
Well, if you read the Boom Studio comics, they do a lot of back history of Zordon, and Zordon still has his body and actually fights for the grid in that. So I think it would be very interesting to do that. And in this last season of Cosmic Fury and in the Once and Always special, they do talk about Zordon still being out there, and Billy wants to find him. So,
oh wow!
Yeah, I think it's possible.
I liked the take on Zordon in the 2017 movie, actually. I thought that was really clever. And that he was a ranger. He was the Red Ranger. I really liked that, yeah.
What a guy, and what an actor to take over the role for him.
Brian actually did voices for the first season of Power Rangers.
Yeah,
oh my God, that's right.
Yeah, he was Snizzard and a couple of the other voices.
Yeah.
That's right, I forgot about that. Oh, that's amazing. Great. Any questions here from the audience here? All right, Spider-Man first. This Spider-Man, I'm sorry.
There's several in here.
Hi. So I always thought it was interesting that the villain's name was Lord Zed, but he would actually spell his name as Z-E-D-D. And my question is, do Americans know that other English-speaking countries call that letter
I
Zed?
know, I do, because we say Zed in Australia. Yeah.
And we do here in Canada as well.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing about the Z thing?
Yeah.
As a Canadian, proud Canadian, I love our heritage and everything, but every letter in the alphabet rhymes with another letter. So it makes sense that Z would be Z to rhyme with C, T, P.
Right.
Z is what?
It's
Lord
the end,
Z
though. It sounds final, like Zed. Like it's the end of the alphabet.
And doesn't Z mean zero? I think I thought it was Z for zero or something like that.
We're all learning today. I love it. This is what happens when you come to a Canadian con, in Hamilton especially. All right, second Spidey, you had a question as well? And then you're next. And then
Apart from being, of course, my cast, you also started part of the legacy of creating. You were the first cast of Rangers to actually get a whole new suit that wasn't your Ranger.
Yes.
So you guys create a legacy that every year the suits will change. And of course, you guys are known on all your Instagram with defending all the other seasons, and of course, you got the YouTube channel, Power Play Guy.
Yes.
It's hilarious. So how does it feel every time you jump into one of the new scenes? Like, oh, I know that guy from that show. And he shows it. It's like, wait, why didn't we do that? It's so, like, are there moments where you kind of sat down with your knock or whatever name you have, and you're like, oh, it's just something that kind of threw you off as someone who's been around?
I really loved the Mystic Force wore capes, and I was a bit jealous. I had FOMO. I wanted a cape. So, yeah. It's actually been fun with Power Rangers Playback. We have a YouTube channel. Please subscribe. It's free, and there's tons of fun content on there with Nakia. It's Nakia and me hosting it. And it's been really fun to go and watch other seasons, because I didn't watch the show when I was on it either. Like, I didn't watch my episodes. I haven't watched it in 30 years. So to go back and watch our episodes and remember things that, kind of jogs memories, and then being able to watch the newer seasons. So when we have guests coming on that are from a season that we weren't in, we'll watch their episodes so we know, what their character was about. And it's really cool to see how the show has evolved and what they did with each season. So every season had something different and something special about it.
love it.
Yeah.
All right, so we have you right here, then I'm going to get you next, okay? All right, so you go first.
My name is Lon Chung, and I am known as the speaker legend and most famous sensational on TikTok around Canada. And I know that all the states are really well because of our influence. I'm an influencer, and I'm in YouTube, Long Tender Rangers, over 600K subscribers, and on my TikTok, Long Tender 28, 348 subscribers, 40K followers, and 258. I want to ask you, is this your best Pink Ranger moment of your personal? Is like, I love your Pink series because I met Amy Jo Johnson years ago. Do you really think you can team up do a Pink Ranger together as a relationship together?
Team up with Amy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to team up with Amy. Amy was actually asked to come back for the Once and Always, but she chose not to come back. But I would love to do something with Amy. Yeah.
I'd like to ask for Zordon for a last moment in Power Rangers in Space. What is the moment of your playing Zordon for a final hope to say that a peaceful universe to make the power protect you, as always. How does it feel that the final Zordon moments?
It was bittersweet. I mean, because the character had such a rich legacy through all the episodes, it would have been, again, nice to have seen Zordon do something else beyond that, but I do think it was the right choice for them to sort of like remove him as the mentor so that they could advance the series as it came along. So I think it was the right choice for them.
All right, good questions.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna get you and you. Okay, so go ahead and then you'll be right after him. Okay.
So you are the Pink Ranger for CON for the end of the Mighty Morphin, but you said you watched other seasons of Power Rangers. Who's your favorite female villain, like between like Rita or Astronema or like Divatox? Do you have a favorite female villain?
You named my 3 favorite. I love Rita, obviously. We all love Rita. She's fantastic and just set the stage. I really loved Astronema, actually. I loved Melody's take on Astronema. I thought she was really evil. Like, she was a really good villain. And I love Divatox just because it kind of brought that campy Rita back, because I wasn't a fan of the Machine Empire myself. I just thought after Lord Zed and Rita, all the characters were so full of life and campy, and they just fell short for me. So when Divatox came back, I felt like it brought that Rita vibe back.
And Hillary's such a fun person.
Yes, she's really fun. So we actually had, Hillary did the movie with us, and then a girl called Carol Hoyt replaced, because Hillary was pregnant, so she just had a baby. So she had to take a time off. So during the series, when I was on Turbo, we had Carol Hoyt, and then Hillary came back later in the season. So, yeah. Yes.
All right, you're up, Jen.
Hi.
My question for both of you: what has been your favorite Power Rangers episode that you felt was your greatest accomplishment?
Greatest accomplishment. It's probably going to sound really cheesy, but it's always the first episode where I get to call them Power Rangers for the first time. I get to give them the power coins. I invite them to take the hero's journey and see them accepted and stuff. So I think that's probably the proudest achievement as Zordon, I guess. I would have to choose that.
Yeah. I have a few. I did love when I became the Pink Ranger, the Different Shade of Pink series. I thought that was a really great character arc, and I loved that they gave Kimberly a nice exit. They didn't do that for the other Rangers, so I liked that she got that. I loved in Zeo, I loved the snow episodes, No Business Like Snow Business, and Every Dog Has Its Day. That was really fun, working with Smokey. And then in Wait and See in Turbo is one of my favorites, just because it's had such a really good moral message about loving who you are on the inside, and what on the outside doesn't matter. And I really spoke to me that episode, because I was a dancer. I saw girls struggling with their self-esteem and their weight, and so I felt like it was a very important message for kids to receive. So that was probably my favorite in Turbo.
Good question.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so we got Death Proof over here.
So,
Hi.
my question is, well, you mentioned that Astronema was one of your favorite big bad. What was your opinion on Astronema becoming the Lost Galaxy Pink Ranger?
Yes. I've become really good friends with Valerie as well as Melody, so I thought Kendricks and Carone were both fantastic Pink Rangers. I think both of them did such a good job. I don't know if you guys know this, but Valerie had leukemia, and that's why she was not able to continue on the show. And so I did not appreciate that they killed her in the season. I thought that was really bad taste. Even though I thought Melody was a fantastic replacement. And I loved that. It kind of was a throwback to Kat and Tommy becoming Rangers, that she had so much to offer because she'd been evil. She brought a lot to the team, I think, because she had insight. So, yeah.
It was a lot like Smurfette and Gargamel.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
It's the old Smurfette trope that we all love.
Yes.
You had one more there, and then you. Go ahead.
Hi. So you said how different Pink Rangers Rangers, you know how they had the Forever Red episode with all Red Rangers? Would you like there to be a pink, like a Forever Pink or something pink?
Yes.
With
I don't know,
Amy
man.
Jo, Melanie.
Too much pink power is dangerous, man.
Pink Rangers in Canada. I really want to
And
see.
Jen too.
Jen, I love Jen. Yes, she's one of my favorite Pink Rangers of all
She was a
time.
leader.
Yes, I know. Don't say that to Jason Font though. He gets very protective. He's like, "Wes was the leader." And we're like, "No,
Jen
Jen."
was definitely the planner.
Yes.
She was
The way that Jen threw off that cape, come on.
Yeah, come on. And when that episode where she's in the black leather and she's got,
Yes.
I was like, "Damn, Garrett!" She's like, "That was so fun." Yeah. Yes.
I would love to have a team of Pink Rangers one day.
Yes, me too. I think it's time for that. Yeah.
Women power.
Let's do it.
Girl power. Yes. Yes.
Well, I will take this opportunity to use that segue and say, hey, we've got time for one last question, and then we're going to get out of here.
I have a question for her because I want to know. Do you want to do some morphine sequence for us?
Not really, but I will.
Oh,
Do the shot.
best answer
That's a
ever.
perfect segue to mine. What's your favorite morphing modes? You had 3.
I had 3. The coolest one was Zeo. I think it was powerful.
Why don't we do Zeo in the lodge?
All right, I'll do Zeo instead. All right. Yeah, Zeo was my favorite.
So you see it right here. All for you. You brought this on now.
Yes.
I'll get out of the way.
Yes, okay. There we go. It's morphin' time. Zeo Ranger 1, pink. Nikia always makes me do the turbo one. She always makes me do turbo. She takes Zeo.
Well, folks, have you had a good time here? Have you got all your questions answered here?
Yep.
Well, you guys were a lot more excited on the first question. Well, I want to thank both Catherine and David for coming out here. It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you both, and thank you honestly for taking your time to do this and learning more about Canada, and I hope you get to explore a little bit while you're here as well.
That would be great.
Once again, everybody, let's hear it for him. Let's give him one more.